Hey everyone, it's Stranger Grayson here. Welcome back finally to another horror movie review. So, I know it's been a little bit. I'm finally able to get around to watching some more movies. Um, it's just, I've got summer classes in college right now, so I've been trying to focus on that. And then on top of that, I've got, um, you know, some work things going on. I'm switching jobs and all that, but a lot to get into. But anyway, so I haven't really had a lot of time to record videos. Hopefully, I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. It's not going to be often, but hopefully here soon I can try to get some reviews out for you guys. I know I'll have some hauls soon because I have bought a few movies I'd like to show you guys. So once they come in and I'm able to get around to doing that, I can't wait to show you guys. However, thank you for sticking with me. I know the channel's almost at 200 subscribers, so I appreciate that. Thank you. It's definitely not a big milestone, but a milestone nonetheless. Just, I can't believe YouTube has allowed me to continue to do this and allowing me to keep all these fans. But, I'm really, just a fan of horror in general. I know that's not a big group out there, especially nowadays. A lot of people are more into like superhero-y, comic booky stuff. But, horrors, I've grown up with it. So anyway, enough with the rant. Today we're going to be continuing the Critters franchise, and that movie we'll be reviewing today is Critters 4. This was filmed back-to-back with Critters 3. After that movie, I was really hesitant to continue onwards, but I pulled through after a couple months. But let's pretend that didn't happen. And so I finished Critters 4. So there's the front and back in case you guys haven't seen the case. This is actually in a Scream Factory box set. And then we also have that fifth movie, which I'll get around to doing a review soon. Anyway, Critters 4, what is it about? So, without me dropping that, Critters 4 picks up right where 3 left off, like in the opening intro. At the end of 3, Charlie found the last 2 Krite eggs, and he was going to kill them, but Ugg called him on a video chat and told him that by law, they're not allowed to exterminate any kind of foreign creature, no matter how evil they are, which is kind of weird. But anyway, so they send in a drop pod to collect the eggs. And once the drop pod lands, Charlie is able to put the eggs in there. Unfortunately, it closes on him, and he gets trapped in there while it's being sucked into space. Then they put some gas in there, puts him in like a hydrogenic sleep along with the Krite eggs. So, yeah, we pick up nearly half a century later in 2045, which, if we're going by today's terms, that's not that far, but, still a good 20 years out. Anyway, let's pretend that didn't make me feel old. So, yeah, we get introduced to a new space crew. We get introduced to Captain Rick, and some of his crew members are Pilot Fran. We get Albert, Bernie, who's like the mechanic guy, and then we get Ethan, who is, I believe, Albert's intern. So, yeah, they're in space, trying to get back to whatever station they need to go. They're like 3 days out. So while they're there, they actually grab the drop pod that was lingering in space. I don't know why the Ugg and the people didn't grab it beforehand, but anyway, plot hole. So they grab hold of it, and Ugg actually calls them up to say that they're willing to pay this and that, and they actually agree. So Ethan is not too happy about it because he wants to get back home, but there's a good pay in for him and on all that. However, Rick is kind of an asshole, to be so for real with you guys, throughout this whole movie. Well, not throughout the whole movie, but you'll understand. So he's an asshole, does some shady things with Fran, which makes him an asshole even more. So he decides he's going to steal the loot in the drop pod for himself. He's going to like disassemble it, sell the parts, all that. Ethan catches him and he knocks Ethan out. So he discovers Charlie in there, who wakes up from his cryogenic sleep, dispatches Charlie, doesn't kill him, he just dispatches of him. Unfortunately, during that crash and the him forcefully trying to open up the drop pod, he actually opened the eggs for the Krites. Either that or the hydrogenic wall like let them hatch. So whatever. He gets killed. And now Charlie has to inform the other crew members about the Krites. Of course, they don't believe him. They just see him with their dead captain, even though he was kind of an asshole. I don't know why they want to defend him. Anyway, they do realize he's telling the truth once they check the security feed, and now they have to find a way to escape before the Krites multiply and kill them all. So Critters 4, in my opinion, was a step up from 3, but not by much. I mean, I would watch this over 3 in a long shot. I mean, Critters 3 wasn't bad. It just got boring. At least Critters 4 made sense because the Krites were originally from space. So I could see that working out in a film. But when it comes to the script, some of it doesn't make sense, and I feel like some scenes were really rushed when it came to like the climax. But we do get a decent cast here. Is it Don Hopper? Where is it? Yeah, Don Opper, not Don Hopper. Don Opper. He returns as Charlie for, I believe, the last time. I don't think Charlie appears in the newest Krite film, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, he returns. He's like the only returning character now since 3. So yeah, that's great. Brad Dourif is actually in here. The guy who voiced Chucky and played Charles Lee Ray. He was also in Exorcist 3 and some other pretty decent movies. He's playing Albert here, and I think he does an amazing job. You can tell he sounds just like Chucky, even when he's yelling. I mean, it's funny just to see that. So yeah, and then the Kyoto brothers came back to do the practical effects for the Krites, like with the ball and all that. I believe this was their last time coming back as well. But yeah, Ethan, I don't know his actor, to be so for real. And I think the lady that plays Fran, she was in Wakanda Forever, like Black Panther's Wakanda Forever. So that's cool. Great actors. I just don't think they got a very good script. When it comes to the Krites themselves, I think, like I said before, the space station or like just the space setting makes sense for them. I mean, they're from space. We saw that in the original film. They broke out of that space prison and went to Earth. So entirely makes sense in my opinion. The kills is racked up from 3, but, well, that and the gore. However, there are some off-screen deaths that I do not like. And honestly, out of all of them, I think the first kill is probably the best from what I saw. But, I mean, when you're watching Critters films, I don't think you're really in it for a body count. You're just in it to see the Krites just rolling around and just wacky characters. So, and, of course, Don Opper being Charlie, I think he does an amazing job. And I like the fact that he's limited on his resources in this film. That with the hydro sleep and or cryo sleep, not hydro sleep, and then the 50-year gap, he realizes that he's been asleep for, and literally everybody on Earth is either dead or they're very old. Which that'd be funny to see him go down and see the kid from the first movie at like 47 years old or something like that. But anyway, so the twist ending and the final scene, I've got mixed bags on. I'm not going to tell you why, but if you've watched these other films, you'll understand why I'm mixed on it. Some of it I think is understandable, but at other times, why would you make that twist? I don't know why you'd want to do that. The writers definitely needed to check themselves on that. But overall, this film was very good. Not great, but good. Still would prefer 1 and 2 over this film, but it's not a bad watch. I think you'll get some enjoyment out of it, especially if you like all the actors in here. So I guess that's been my review on Critters 4. Definitely a step up from 3, but would rather watch 1 and 2. If I had to rate it on a 5-star basis, I'd give it about a 3.5. It's not terrible, but 1 and 2 are definitely better. However, I do think it's better than 3. So, what is everyone's thoughts on Critters 4? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Would really love to hear your thoughts on it. We are about done with this franchise, so I'm going to try to get a review out for Critters Attack and maybe upload that and 4 as like a double upload. So, we'll see. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video that I upload on this channel. God bless and have a great day. Bye, everyone.